Being poor, growing up, we thought that you weren't really gonna make it anywhere or see what's really out there. We were all high school dropouts, homeless, jobless, hanging out in the parking lot, just pretty much doing nothing.
We were poor. We struggled with, bills at times, rent. Sort of early on, I had been developing a race consciousness. I had been developing a strong race awareness. But I knew at a very young age that poverty was wrong.
I've always kind of known that I was going to be different. I had this opportunity to go a year abroad to Thailand, to go see the world. And I had thought, my life had changed so much.
Her coming back home from Thailand, she came back and realized there were certain things that changed and certain things that didn't change. And the ones that didn't change was us still hanging out in the parking lot.
I thought to myself, if they could see beyond the doorsteps of our community, if they could see beyond Madison, I wanted to see what it would do for them.
Kabzuag really gave us the opportunity to really step out our own personal box to see that we are more than just some kid from the projects.
So Freedom Inc. began 15 years ago. And so it was a group of Hmong girls who would come together in the parking lot. And they would be talking about whatever. Oh, I lost my driver's license, or I got too many tickets, or I keep getting kicked out of school. So they would just get together and would talk about whatever sorts of issues. They would start to learn about how those issues that were impacting them were connected to broader issues of social justice.
It would be about racial profiling. It would be about organizing. It would be about poverty, addressing the way that the system is set up so that you become a failure.
Freedom Inc. is a grassroots organization that works on ending violence within and against low-income communities of color. And we do so by building the power, leadership, and organizing capacity of Hmong and Black women, youth, and LGBTQ people. I was asked to come to help build a space for queer LGBTQ people who didn't necessarily identify as straight or cisgender.
When I was really starting to come into myself and be okay with my sexuality, I think if there wasn't those spaces, I would have never been okay with myself. When the Hmong girls were meeting, Black girls in the community started coming in. They started to join the space.
Some Black girls were like, what about us? Why are you just doing Hmong girls groups? That's how Black girls or Black beauties became a part of Freedom Inc. Hmong and Black communities. 35 years ago, we were placed in some of the poorest communities throughout the US. Nobody thought that one day we would talk to each other and actually figure out that we have a lot in common and actually figure out that we can stand for each other.
So part of the vision is to heal. It's the honest truth that many of us are survivors of all different forms of trauma and assault.
I see, even within my own staff, so much pain. We provide domestic violence and sexual assault services. We organize through healing.
Freedom Inc. has saved a lot of youth. That's the thing with a lot of our staff as survivors also, is that we don't have to go through things alone.
Is an ear, it's a shoulder, it's also learning how to listen and how to be there for others, and it's empowering them to be able to be the change they want to see.
Patriarchy still exists, sexism still exists. We cannot wait, we gotta get up and do something. I have way too much love and way too much offer to just not do anything.
Our work is truly about creating the world that we want to live in.
Freedom isn't for me about destruction. Freedom for me was a lot about love. So as long as I'm alive, I'm gonna create it. And if it's not created for me, at least my child will get to experience some of it. And so with that belief, I fight.